All right, now on parenting, we have Olabisi Oni, a writer, YouTuber, and parenting coach, passionately focused on guiding parents in building meaningful relationship with their children through intentional parenting practices. Olabisi is here to discuss the topic, is your child facing academic challenges? What they need might be extra classes. Might not be extra classes. It's good to have you here. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you too. You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so let's dive into the topic.
Yes.
Do children need extra lesson in general?
Not necessary.
Okay.
So parents need to identify what the problem is before you can determine what your child needs. But mostly parents, once the teacher complains to them that your child is not doing well academically, maybe in any subject, the next thing they do is enroll them into extra classes, enroll for extra teachers and all that. And basically, because I've been into the system and I have children as well, that is not necessarily the case. So the first thing parents need to do, in case you are in this situation, you are facing these challenges, or you are seeing this in your children, the first thing they need to do is to identify the problem.
Okay.
Because sometimes the child might be lacking emotional support.
Okay.
The child might be going through stress. For instance, I left my own 5:30 today, and I was already seeing school bus along the road going to pick children. And this school bus won't get to school until like maybe 8 o'clock or past 8. That means a child will be in that school bus for like 3 hours before they get to school. And after that, they will bombard them because it's not even all school that have playground for children or input that into their curriculums. After that, a child will get to maybe around 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and you still enroll that child. So the child might be going through stress. Another thing is that the child might need parental connections. How many parents have time for their children now? Even if you have time for your children, you are either on gadgets, your children might be on the screen, and that's not connection. Okay. For instance, I also noticed this in my son a few years ago. Okay. I noticed he was lacking focus, and the school teacher complained that he wasn't doing well. As an intentional parent, I had to sit down and like, what is happening? And I noticed that my son was actually lacking focus, distractions. Okay. So what I did was that, what's going to be the solution? So instead of enrolling him for extra classes, there are things you can do instead. Your child is lacking focus. All you need to do is to build that skills in him. All right. That's some executive functioning skills in your child. So I got him keyboard. Okay. And I got him a music teacher to train him on that. And I also got him puzzles. There is no way you want to fix puzzle that your 100% attention will not be on it. So I got him puzzle. The first time I was going to fix puzzle, he was so frustrated. I know that, thank God, we are working on something. Because he lacks that concentration. He was so frustrated, worming all around. Mommy, I can't do it, I can't do it. I said, you will do it. You can take a break, but you go back to it. But today, he can fix anything on puzzles. My son can read 3 hours. Wow. Yes, I will be the one begging him. It's time to leave. Okay. Yes, I also engage him in cooking skills. Not that I enroll for a chef, but he comes to the kitchen with me. I will tell him, bring 2 cubes of seasoning, measure 2 cups of rice, and in the process, he has question. Mommy, why 2 cups? Why not 3 cups? Yeah. I will let him know that measurement is very important. That is also mathematics taking place in the kitchen. We are using 2 seasoning because if you use 3, the sauce will be too much. Yes. Or it won't be enough. This is mathematics in the kitchen. We are using 2 eggs because of this reason. So parents need to pay attention to their children. Another thing that parents need to know is that know your child's learning style. Okay. Because some teachers will not know. They are not, they don't know that. Aware. So you need to know so that you will, inform the teachers of your child that this is my child's learning style. In case you are teaching him in this way, it's not working, try this another way. It's going to work. Which is the same thing I did when I was enrolling my children in their new school first time. I went to that school for like a month. I was going every day to know the values of the school, if it's the same with what we have at home, and to let the teacher know I have 2 kids. The one is very active. The other one is calm. So I let them know that this is the learning style of this one. because you have 10 students in your class. You cannot use the same
method
approach,
for
the same
everyone.
method for everyone.
All right, but I have a question here. So I'm speaking from my parents and how, my parents' point of view and how they raised me as a child. I remember that what they used to do is when they see your results or your grades at the end of the session, they look at the subjects you're not doing so well at, and they say, okay, this person isn't doing so well with maths, isn't
That's
doing so well in English, and then they focus their attention on that subject with the mindset of, okay, if I get a tutor or someone that can teach my child that subject, he would improve. So I'm trying to understand the psychological part of it now. What is the advice for parents whose intention is just to improve the child's education or that subject for that child's
Okay,
subjects?
so, there has to be a purpose and a reason for a thing.
Okay.
Your parents, they went through your results. It's not that somebody told them. They went through your results and they see where they are lacking. And you know that back then,
Yes.
that was what was open, what they knew back then. But now you can actually introduce another thing that will build your children or your child life skill instead of only focus on mathematics
And English.
and English or writing. Education happens everywhere. It doesn't have to be in the classroom. Like the example I gave you about being in the kitchen. My son was already learning mathematics in that way.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
True.
Through board games, through these common games, I don't know, Scrabble and chess, children learn a lot of mathematics skill from those things.
Exactly.
And that's not the only thing they learn. They learn focus, they learn mathematics skill, they learn resilience.
Okay.
They learn a lot of skills. So don't focus your attention only on the educational, the school
Part of it.
system,
Oh, I get it.
curriculum. Also shift your attention to another part, because you are trying to build focus. Like I knew, my son wasn't doing well in mathematics. So a child that is distracted, that is not, focus-wise, is not there.
Yeah.
How will he sit down to assimilate 2 plus 2?
I have another question. Now, with parents that are willing to spend time with their children, what are some activities or some games? Because I understand that when you start playing games with children, it helps them,
Exactly.
So what are some games or activities that you can advise parents, that wouldn't cost them so much?
Of course.
And then they can just practice with their children to improve the well-being of their child.
That's actually a great question,
Thank
because
you.
this year, our team, we came up with weekly activities for parents.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because we actually know that a lot of parents are available, but they don't know what to do. They are either on their gadgets while the children are on the screen. And you are available, but not available at the same time. So we have come up with activities, weekly activities for parents that you can do with your child to be intentional.
Can you just give us some of
Yes,
some
so
of those activities?
on my page, Value-Added Parenting, we drop videos. The first thing you can do is that you can do journaling with your children together. You can play puzzles together. You can do movie nights together.
Wow.
While doing the movie nights, you guys are analyzing what you learn from it.
Ooh.
Not that you are doing movie night, your child is somewhere else, and let the movie night you want to do be based on what you want to treat in your family. It could be something that can buttress your family values, what you want your children to learn. In the process, you pause, you guys will talk and discuss.
That is so insightful. Trust me, I have watched movies with my parents, but I never knew that movies could be something that you could actually learn from. That is all that we can cover. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We are so grateful. To parents at home, this is very important, that you make sure that you spend good quality time with your children and you use whatever you're doing to teach and improve them. The show is still on. We still have a lot to cover. Please do not go anywhere, all right? We'll be right back.